Hello everybody and welcome back to Sunshine Islands. It is now the first day of fall. I cannot believe that we have already played half a year in this game. I think fall is going to absolutely fly by. It's definitely my favorite season in most Harvest Moon games because there just seems to be a lot to do. If we look at our calendar just to start things off here, you can see that we have far less festivals than we did in the summertime. But the good news about the festivals in this season is that we will be able to participate in most of them. So the Cow Festival on the 5th, obviously we cannot, but we have the Harvest Festival on the 10th, which we will be able to take part in. We have the Dog Festival on the 16th. We have our usual Crop Festival on the 28th. And then we have the Pumpkin Festival on the 30th. So 4 out of the 5 festivals we should actually be able to take part in. Whether or not we're going to be victorious or win or get anything out of it is another story. But that's kind of a nice change from what we've been seeing previous in spring and summer. And we also have a couple of birthdays to look out for. Obviously, I'm gonna make sure that I give Lana a big juicy fish for her birthday tomorrow. So I'm just gonna go and do the couple of chores that I need to do, and then we will be on our way. I need to pick up seeds from Chen's shop today because he is closed on Fridays. And normally, fall would be my season where I would go crazy on planting things, but because we're just starting out, we have a few crops that are unavailable to us, but we will make do with what we have. I'm not overly worried about it. I'm gonna come over to the Sprite Island, and I'm going to once again call on the dark green Harvest Sprite for his help. Off screen, I went back to Ganon's shop and I wrote down all of the buildings and upgrades and stuff that I want him to do for me in the near future, and I weighed out cost versus material. And I know that I said I was going to just pay for the chicken coop outright, and I still have the option to do that. But when I looked at what the first bridge is going to cost us to go over to Link Island, it was not as much as I thought it was going to be. So it is actually much more beneficial to me to pay for the chicken coop in full, so give him the lumber and give him the money, and then just pay for the bridge in cash. So I'm gonna send the Sprite to Ganon's, and I'm going to do that probably tomorrow. Now again, unfortunately, this is only going to cut down the cost of our lumber by about 20 pieces, I think is what it was last time. Despite giving the Sprites some gifts, I still haven't managed to get any more Sprites onto the team, so we're gonna have to make do with that. But I'll take every little thing that I can get because we're still only able to get one piece of lumber at a time. You can see that I have almost 50 pieces here in my stack. I'm gonna toss it into the shed. And if we do that, you can see that it brings my total up to 156, and I need 150 pieces. So just barely scraping by. I guess with the upgrade or the enchanting it'll be about 130, so I'll have a little bit of lumber left over. But again, it's absolutely brutal how much things cost and how slow it is to get lumber at the start of the game. I'm just gonna pick these weeds up. It's a lot faster than using my sickle. I'm gonna clean up this area a little bit. I'm quite happy with this area for my crops. This is just kind of where I chose to put my crops anytime I've played this game. I don't know why. I guess it's just a preference that I have. Nice and close to the house, nice and close to the watering hole. Unfortunately, I can only do one square at a time, although if I bought a second hoe, I could probably put a wonderful in it. So I'm going to start with 4 squares for now, and we'll do 2 rows of each of our 2 crops that we have available to us in this season. So Tarot is telling us it is going to rain tomorrow. Keep in mind that in fall, it rains a lot. It is probably the most rainy season. It rains a lot in spring as well, but fall you'll always get a lot of rain. And that's important to keep in mind because despite the fact that we have a lot of options in the fall, once we unlock all of the crops available to us, they are all very weirdly sensitive to rain. I don't know why that is. Most of the crops in this season still need more sun than they need water. And if you overwater them, they're going to die, which is just so unusual. You would think fall of all seasons would have plants that could withstand a lot of rain. I'm just going around and picking some stuff up. You can see that some of our herbs are making a return for this season. We're getting yellows, which we were getting in the summertime. Red is a new color that I'm going to pretty much give strictly to Witch Princess. It's one of her loved gifts, so we'll get 500 heart points when we give those to her, which I'm just gonna do as long as it'll last because it's such a great gift for her. And we'll also be seeing purple herbs again in this season. They make a return. You can get them in spring and fall. For some reason they skip summer entirely altogether. And our blueberries are gone, so I just have to make do with what I have for Natalie for now, and hope that I'll be able to get another heart level or 2 before I run out of gifts for her. We've got some new flowers as well. We've got the blue mist flowers. They're very pretty. I like them. My bag is a little full for this. I didn't really think it through very well. Should have emptied some stuff out. And we also have chestnuts laying around as our forageable item for this month. So just the usual changes in the environment, different things to forage, as we get every single season. Spring it was bamboo shoots, summer it was blueberries, and then this season it is chestnuts. So I should probably go and buy my seeds before I forget. I will probably do a lot of my planting and watering off screen. So let's go ahead and speak with Chen here and see what we are working with. By default, at the beginning of the game, every player will have the eggplants and the carrots unlocked. You don't need to do anything special in order to unlock these. The other couple of crops that we have in this season need to be unlocked by getting your farm degree points up, which is again that kind of imaginary number that you can't actually see. But the farming points are fairly easy to get. You just have to kind of grow and ship things. But I'm not too worried about it. I think we'll be able to still make a lot of money off of eggplants and carrots. Eggplants are replenishable, so basically we buy one bag, we plant it, and it'll be just like the corn and the tomatoes, where we'll be able to just keep getting eggplants off of the same stalk. And then carrots, we have to buy after we pick them out of the ground. They do not regrow. Carrots. Oh, I don't have any room. Do I have a toolbox? I don't... no, I do not. Okay, scratch that. I'll come back. Carrots, you're looking at about a week to grow, if everything goes well, if you have the appropriate amount of sun and water and everything. So you're looking at about a harvest a week, which isn't too bad. And they ship for a decent amount of money. I do think they are worth a little bit more than eggplants, if I'm remembering correctly, but you do have that downside of having to go and rebuy the seeds every single time that you ship them. Whereas eggplants, you just buy one bag of seeds and you're good to go. They just keep regrowing. It's definitely another crop that I'm going to have to write down and keep track of. And eggplants will take about 10 days or so to reach our full harvest. And then after that, assuming everything goes well, it will give us new eggplants every 3 days or so. Oh my god, I don't even remember what I bought. What did I buy? I bought eggplants. Okay, I gotta buy carrots. I am going crazy. Alright. Buy my carrots. Thank you so much. Okay, I'm gonna go home. I'll plant these and then I'll worry about watering them later. I'll go around and forage the rest of my stuff here first. And I've left a gap on purpose here for the eggplants because it's very hard to reach that middle plant, and you usually end up kind of losing the middle plant anyways. So even if I leave a space, it doesn't really matter. I'm not actually losing out on anything because you're not really able to get to that middle crop with anything that you have that replenishes. So I'm going to start with just the 4 for now. Oh, hey! Wow, okay, I was not expecting that. Look at that. We got Natalie's blue heart event. What are you talking about? I'm talking about our height. 1 more inch and I'll be taller than you. Taller than me? You? I don't even want to think about that. I'll bet I pass you up any day now. You're totally scrawny and you're afraid of milk. Ugh. Hey Nick, you think I can grow taller than my brother, right? I'm assuming the best answer is to just agree with her, so we're gonna say sure. I knew you'd say that. What? You're taking Natalie's side? Of course he is. It's the winning side. After all, how do you expect to grow if you won't even drink milk? I'll bet you don't even have the guts to try 1 glass. Ugh, I don't have to stand here and listen to this. Ugh, poor Elliot. Don't worry about it. Teasing him is the only way to get my brother to drink milk. And he really does need to drink it for his health. I didn't even know she was at a blue heart. Or maybe I did. It's honestly been a while since I've played this, but hey, look at that. I didn't even need to look it up or anything. I just managed to walk right into that, so that's fantastic. I do need to make sure to look up Lana's purple heart because we haven't seen her event yet. But after we see Lana's event, we will be all caught up on heart events because we've seen Sabrina's and we've seen all of Julia's. And I have a feeling that with the amount of fish that I am going to be giving to Lana, it's not going to take us very long to catch her hearts up to blue either at this point. Alright, well that's a fun little exciting bit in this video. I like heart events, they're fun. It gives you a little bit more view into their personality, I think. Their dialogue does change the more you get to know them and the more you talk to them and things like that, but it doesn't really give you a sense of like who they are as people and their personalities and things like that. So that's why I like heart events. It kind of makes them more human, and then I think that makes it easier to kind of decide who you like and who you don't. Alright, I'm gonna give Witch her red herb while I'm here. I don't know if I have enough of a heart level with Witch to get her purple heart event just yet. I might need to give her a couple of more gifts beforehand, but her first heart event can only be triggered when it's raining. So this is probably the best season to do that in, because you don't get rain at all in wintertime. You get snow, and I'm not sure if that counts. So we'll definitely want to keep an eye out for that and see if we can't do that, and see how we're progressing with her hearts. Because she does have that invisible heart color. But I've been pretty good. I give her a lot of gifts. It's not like I miss out a ton. I could eat some herbs, which is what I might do instead of walking all the way to the cafe, because my character is getting mighty hungry and I still need to water. So I think I'll actually just chomp down on some herbs here and then water my crops so I can eat. I've got lots of greens. I can eat a couple of these. You can see it bumped up my fullness by a little bit. I'll eat an orange and I'll eat a couple of yellows. And that should be sufficient to not only get my work done, but make sure that I don't sleep in too long tomorrow. So that's it for the first day of fall. Just a little introduction into what we're able to grow and what we're going to be seeing as we roam around the village, the types of things that we can pick up, and just a few little plans. So we should be able to go and build something tomorrow. So I will be back tomorrow and we'll see if there's anything else that comes up. I hope you're as excited for the fall as I am. Thank you all so very much for watching, and I hope that I will see you next time.